Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today we are here with the duo, Goldpine, and they are Kassie and Ben Wilson. How are you two doing?
So good. Thank you for having us. We are on the road right now, currently in Kansas. So thanks for having us.
It's my pleasure. So how's the weather? I'm in Florida, so right now we're having storms, so it's kind of muggy and stormy, but I know a heat wave everywhere.
Hot. So hot.
Yeah.
And it's super humid here. And we travel when we're on the road. We're in our van that Ben made into a tiny home. And it does have air conditioner, but it is working real hard. It's hot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So as an RV person, and I love the tiny homes, you're going to have to like give me like exclusive video then, because I'm going to have to check it out. That's just my personal thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Oh, so tell me, who is Goldpine?
Who is Goldpine? Wow.
It's us.
It's us. Yeah. We are people who try to make authentic music. We try to write, and tell stories that are close to our heart, things that are painful for us, things that are important to us. And we try to relate to people. I think, especially with our live shows, we want to be able to relate and connect with people through the stories that we're telling. Yeah, through the songs, but also there's a lot of, storytelling between songs that we do in live performances that people can really hopefully connect with and feel like they're not alone, feel like they're encouraged, or maybe thinking about something they hadn't thought about before.
Well, that is beautiful. I love that. That's one of the best descriptions of who you are, basically. And it's funny because we've been having a lot of these discussions of being the best person or being the best you can be, and just exuding that positivity. And it's so awesome to see so much of this lately. So it's been a pleasure. So tell me, you have your first album EP coming out, right? August 26th. Mm-hmm. So what's now? I know this isn't something new for you in the nutshell, because you've been doing music for a while. But tell me, what is different this time? What is it, the process? Give us a little insight from behind the scenes.
Well, it's actually we actually did a 10-song album, so we're super excited about that. We usually just put out singles or just an EP, but this time we put out a 10-song album. We're super excited about. And just so you know, we have been doing this full time for 10 years, but we have only been a duo for 6 years. And we honestly just changed our band name 3 months ago. So it's like this whole new season. It's this whole new transition in our career. And we're still the same great couple. We're still married and we still love each other, but we just got a new band name. So yeah.
Same great people.
Yeah.
Almost the same great music.
Yep.
What else is the same?
Just
different name.
Different name.
So I guess it is a form of growth, just growing. As you grow musically, it's just a growth time, right?
Yeah. It has definitely been a time of growth. That's a funny word.
Growth. Say that 10 times fast.
Don't be gross, okay? Don't be
We've
gross.
had a lot of different names throughout our musical careers together.
Mm-hmm.
We started out as solo artists, each of us separately. Kassie has music out under 2 different names. I have music out under a name. And then we were My One and Only, the first duo name. And now we're Goldpine. So I'm thinking that maybe we'll just change our band name every year, and that'll be our thing.
No, it takes way too much work. We're not doing that anymore. This is it. To the grave, we're Goldpine.
I can understand the work that takes. It does. When you rebrand, I could. Yes, absolutely. But music is still amazing. I just want to let you know. And I was listening to the first single, "Wandering Away," and beautiful, beautiful song. And
Thank
I
you.
love your harmonies, by the way. I just awesome. So
Thank you.
so tell
Thank
me
you.
the writing of that song. What was the inspiration that, and I know what kind of it's more on the mental health level, but I mean, was it during COVID? Like what kind of inspired that?
Yeah, that song actually I started that song probably 6 or 7 years ago, I think. And it was originally, if you heard the song, you know it goes, "You could wander away." Well, originally for a long time it was, "It's good to get away."
Yep.
So it's good to get away. Oh, look at your dog.
Lucy just joined us. Everyone, sorry.
We have a Chihuahua too.
Oh,
That's great.
Chihuahuas are always welcome.
So yeah, it was originally "It's good to get away." And you know, it kind of just started for me like I take a lot of walks through our neighborhood in Nashville, and it's whether it's to pray or whether it's to clear my mind or just to get away and listen to music or podcasts or whatever. And it's just kind of that idea of however somebody's doing it, it's kind of separating themselves from the heaviness of life that life can be really heavy sometimes. And so getting away from that for a while. And I like the last verse. It says, you could turn your eyes away from where your trouble was onto something more glorious. So turning your eyes away from your own troubles onto something greater, you know, sometimes that's what we have to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you on that. It's such a beautiful song. Love it.
Thank you.
Definitely anxious for the album as well. So looking forward to that. So tell me, who are some of the inspirations, some of the women that have inspired you?
So growing up, like my mom and dad listened to such eclectic, all kinds of music. It was just crazy. And so when I kind of finally started listening to my own thing and kind of figuring out what I liked myself, I really have just always loved R&B. So like R&B music, and I feel like country music and R&B are kind of like a good fit. You know, they kind of go together really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always loved like Dolly, and then I love Miranda Lambert, but my favorite is Brandy Carlisle. And she's more of the Americana singer.
Yeah.
And I just love her voice and her songwriting and the way that she can, to me, kind of cross genres. Like she doesn't really fit in one box. And I feel like that's how we are, because it's really interesting when we describe ourselves or when somebody else describes ourselves. Some people say, oh, they're folk. Some people say they're Americana. And then some people say, oh, they're country. And so I love that. I love that it can just like blur that line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always really loved that about Brandy and Dolly too. Because I mean, Dolly can sing anything, and she's Dolly. She's the queen.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ben, how about you? Do you have any women that have inspired you musically?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I'm thinking of one songwriter in particular, Lucinda Williams. I have been influenced by her songwriting for sure. Her most famous song was "Passionate Kisses" that Mary Chapin Carpenter recorded. But man, she has so many great songs, and she has this way of, one thing that I really like about her is that she has a way of repeating a line more than once. Like she'll say the same line twice right in a row, sometimes like several times. And you just feel like it unfolds each additional time the line is sung. And so I love that. I'm just thinking of that about her, that she was and is an influence for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. And those are all everyone that you've mentioned, both of you. You know, it's just awesome women. So So tell me, how did you both get into music? And how did you meet? Because obviously I know sometimes people are like, oh yeah, we just played together and hung out and then we got married and that was it. Like, so is that kind of, did you two separate paths and, meet or?
Well, I'm from Alabama and Ben's from Iowa. And so I moved to Nashville 20 years ago yesterday, which is pretty cool. We just figured that out. And I moved to Nashville to sing and to do country music. I was only 19 years old. And Ben moved and came for audio engineering school. So we didn't meet in the music necessarily. We were both attending this small startup church that was meeting in a suburb of Nashville. It's called Antioch. And there was this little tiny church that was just a church plant. So they didn't have a building. And so they were meeting in the cafeteria of this school. And there was only maybe 10, 15 people going there. And Ben was playing in the praise and worship band, which was him and Brother Leroy, just two of them. And I was just visiting.
That was my first duo.
That was your first duo, yeah. And so I was just visiting and I saw him and I just thought he was so good looking. Besides his outfit, it was terrible, but we fixed that. And so anyways, I was really smitten by him. And so that's where we first met, was there. And we didn't start playing music or doing music together until, I don't know, when we started dating, then Ben started playing guitar for me, like at different songwriter rounds at the listening room, places like that. So, but we didn't become an official duo till 6 years ago.
Oh, well, that is so awesome. I always love to hear stories of how people meet and, especially in the industry, because sometimes, like I said, there's so many different stories. Was it before? Was it during? Was it,
Yeah.
But so glad you could share that with me.
Yeah.
So would you like to get into our 20 crazy questions?
Yes,
How
please.
crazy are they?
Well, they're crazy enough that we could get arrested, but not today.
Oh, gosh.
Not again. I'm just kidding.
Wait, you were there already? Okay, well then you're going to protect me because I don't know if I do too good in jail. That's been the ongoing joke. I'm like, I don't want to ever get arrested. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in trouble. So
You're not made for jail.
yeah. Oh, so tell me, what is your dance like nobody's watching song? The song that you absolutely have to dance to.
Wow. Probably Bruno Mars. I can't think of what it's called. Girl, said hallelujah.
Is that 24 karat gold?
Yeah, 24 karat gold, maybe gold. Look at that gold. Yeah, probably. But honestly, anything by Bruno. And what about you, Ben?
I don't know if I have an answer for this one. I am not known to dance whatsoever. Boy, yeah, I don't think I have an answer for that one.
It's okay. We'll let you have a pass on that one.
Thank you.
Well, then what is the perfect workout song?
If I'm doing weights, I listen to a guy called NF, which is Nathan Ferguson, which is a rapper from Detroit. But he's more along the lines of, he's like a Christian rapper. And he's very much like Eminem, but there's a song that he has called Motivated, and it just gets me going. What about you? What do you?
Well, usually when I'm working out, I'm listening to podcasts or YouTube videos, but in my playlist, I'm trying to think of something I would listen to music wise. It'd probably be Lake Street Dive.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. This one's a little easier. Tell us the top 2 concerts you've ever been to.
So I've seen Brandi Carlile probably 5 or 6 times, but I would say the best that I had seen her, we were at 30A Songwriter Festival, and she was by herself, just her and her acoustic guitar. And I was like, yep, that's where it's at. So I would say her, and then Judge Away Go ahead and judge me. But my other one is Boys to Men.
I'm judging real hard right now.
When they were in Nashville at the Ascend Amphitheater. I grew up, Boys to Men was my favorite band. It was my first CD on my Discman that I had. And I forgot who I was or where I was. And I like just turned into my junior high school self again and was like just everything, all the things at that concert. He was not with me, but I would say Boys to Men.
Right. For me, we saw David Ramirez at Common Grounds in Waco, small venue. And he had a band with him that wasn't even his band. It was the opener's band that played with David. And it was the best combination. I mean, I think the guitar player honestly made the concert so much better, but just because of the moves he was making and the faces he was making and the way he was playing his guitar was like, I loved it. And secondly, I saw Houndmouth at the Pilgrimage Festival in Franklin, Tennessee, and I loved that too. Yeah.
All great concerts. I feel like I need to go out and get more acclimated to other concerts now. Oh, tell us an album, an artist, or both that we need to listen to before we die.
Boy, we should have had these ahead of time so we could come up with our.
Well, no. Well, you can name a couple. I won't limit it. Okay.
Honestly,
I mean, because with everyone, if you haven't listened to Dolly Parton, obviously we would say Dolly Parton and things like that. But yeah,
I mean, maybe David Ramirez is like one of our favorites, and especially like his earlier stuff. And also he did an album called Backslider, and it's where he redid a bunch of hymns in his own way, and it was super good. I feel like maybe that album, but for sure him as an artist, which is David Ramirez. He's out of Austin, Texas.
I'll go with something a little weirder. And it's a woman, so I'll go with Valerie June.
Oh.
So man, I don't know. There's something about her that is just very, like, for me, draws me in. Like, I'm just intrigued and interested in the way she sings. And we saw her live at the Pilgrimage Festival too. And I did not expect her to be the way that she was. First of all, I didn't expect her to be like a Southern person. I don't know why. Did you when you heard her music?
No.
So she was so Southern and very like deep Georgia South, I think. And it was just the most interesting stories and with things that she would say between the songs. It was very just, what do you call it? Eclectic and eccentric. Yeah. So Valerie June.
She was something. It was an experience.
It was really an experience. Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't agree more. But the first time I had heard her, and a friend of mine had introduced me to her, and she's like, "You got to listen to her." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, I'm always open to listen to new music, male or female, in fact. And I was just like, "Oh, wow, that was so cool!" Like, it was so good just to hear it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you see her live, you'd be like, I know what Ben was talking about.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you have any guilty pleasure music? The music that no one knows you actually listen to? Like that growing up in the 90s, you had like Hanson Mbop on repeat or something, you still listen to that?
I don't know.
I think you just let everybody know whatever you listen to.
Yeah. I don't keep anything in the closet. Everybody knows.
Oh, man. Let's see. Do I listen to anything that I don't let people know that I listen to? I don't know. That's a tough one. I can't really think of something that I would that I would hide from people.
Mm-mm.
I can't think of anything.
Because as musicians, when there's something good, if we enjoy it, it's like you can't contain it. You got to share it.
Mhm. I totally get that. Yeah. Because when a lot of people have started out and they've come through Florida and some of the smaller venues and I've seen them, I would tell everyone that so-and-so is playing there. Like, who is that? I'm like, it's an up and coming person. You're going to love them. Just go, And half the time they don't go and they're like, oh, I should have went. I could have gotten to see them before they got big or whatever. I'm
Right.
like, I
For
told
sure,
you.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
oh. Okay. So hypothetically, if I came to you and asked you if you know where to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Is this the arresting question? Where we get
It could
arrested?
be. It could be, but just for the record, I don't have a dead body. So I don't actually need anywhere to put it right now. So
a place that we would put one?
Or just, I watch a lot of like criminal stuff. So you just give me a second and I'll think of one. Where would you hide a dead body?
This is a crazy question. Wow. Well, I've done a lot of construction in my life. So I would say that I could pretty much hide anything in a construction site in multiple ways, whether it's, I feel bad talking about this, whether it's underneath concrete or in walls. There's a lot of options.
Wow. Just looking around to see if anybody's hearing that. You're like,
if the cops show up, I promise I'll let them know we're just talking about it. We don't actually have a dead body.
where would I hide one? That's a really good question. Or is it? I don't know.
Probably
I
just
would
call
probably
Ben.
ask Ben.
Yeah.
I would probably ask Ben I do think under concrete is a good idea because I think in the walls you'd smell it. So under concrete.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay, so this one might be a little less serious on that note. Do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Oh my gosh. Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
That is a game plan, yeah. Well, we got a van, so we just ride and escape them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can live on the run. So that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, that or befriend them.
I don't know.
All you have to do is befriend one. Okay. Okay. I
don't
don't know. I have hope.
Yeah.
Unless you are. So.
Maybe.
Well, if it matters any, we were talking about how none of the Living Dead and Walking Dead and whatever they are, shows, movies, have ever had a zombie in snow. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never heard of that. So we were talking that we can go up to like the cold areas of Canada. I'm like, that's perfect.
Maybe that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like the cold.
Yeah. Apparently not. So, yeah. So tell us, what job would you be terrible at doing?
Oh my gosh. A lot. You'd be good at everything. Probably okay, yeah. At writing speeches for the president or for anybody in any kind of government. I am not good. I'm just being transparent. I'm not good at remembering where to put colons and semicolons and commas. I just feel like they're just kind of like, I just pepper them out there and I'm like, that looks like a good place to put one. So I think I'd be really bad at writing stuff like that. And I think that I tend to do run-on sentences. So I would ruin it for them.
Oh, okay.
And I can't spell.
They're spell check. It's all good.
They would. The teleprompter would be all wrong. They'd be like, "What
is that word?" I would be bad at a dance instructor.
Yes, he would.
That goes back to the other question we talked about.
Yeah. So definitely nothing with dancing for you. We got it. I got
I
it.
play guitar, so I don't have to
Yeah.
dance.
I like that. Can I use that as an excuse sometime for not dancing? But I don't play
Yeah,
guitar, but I'll just use it. I'll just
I do it
like,
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Oh, wow. The first thing I would do. Um, well, I assume that you're probably not wanting to hear the answer, like put it all in, the
Investment.
bank and stocks and whatnot. That's kind of a boring answer, but you probably
Well,
do
I
that.
pay off
but
the mortgage and things like that. So that's the first thing I would do. And then, maybe
Yeah,
travel.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what would I do with the lottery money? I would look for opportunities to help others around. I feel like for me, I don't need $1 million or even close to $1 million. Like I'm happy with what I have right now and all what we have. But I think there's a lot of opportunity out there. Like Kassie and I work overseas in Africa a decent amount. And so I think there'd be a lot of opportunity out there for children's education and just a bunch of things like that. And in the States too.
Mm-hmm.
So youth programs, maybe, yeah. So I'd look into that stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that too. After I paid off all my debt,
It'd be nice to be debt free.
it would be so nice.
It would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, I'll get there one day. And if not,
Yep.
Oh, well, life
Can't take it
must
with
be
you.
lived and enjoyed, right?
We won't be in debt when we're dead.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. You won't be rich when you're dead? Nothing. No.
When someone
Well,
hides
at
my
least
body,
physically
beneath the
speaking, rich.
cement,
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I won't be in debt then.
When you'll be in depth.
Yeah. Oh, I love your humor. Tell me the last thing or what you're currently reading.
I have this really bad habit of not finishing anything that I read. So I was in the middle of reading, it's a Joyce Meyer book, and I can't remember the name of it. It's about, do you remember what it's called?
I don't know which one it is.
It's a Joyce Meyer book, and it's about, Battlefield of the Mind. So basically, like, I probably need to pick that back up and finish that, but that's what I'm in the middle of, Battlefield of the Mind.
Yeah. Well, we're with a group. We're in the middle of reading in the Bible in Matthew. We're kind of in a theology group and discussing a bunch of theology stuff as we read throughout these chapters that we read together, which is super cool to do as a community. I'm also, let's see, in the middle of, I've been in this book for like a couple years, but there's a book called The Evolution of Adam that I'm kind of in the middle of and contemplating picking back up again. It's kind of a theology book, and I don't know if I agree with it all, but I'm reading it. So that's what I'm reading.
Yeah. And we don't always have to agree with everything we read, right?
That's right. Yeah. That's true.
Or even people for that matter. We don't have to agree with everyone. We can respectfully disagree sometimes. So it's all good. It's all good. I think it's just being open-minded enough to read it though is the cool part. So
yeah. And that's a big deal. Like listening to, I was telling you, I was usually listening to videos on when I'm working out. I love listening to videos. There's this guy, Sean McDowell, and he interviews people that believe totally opposite politics as him, totally opposite religious beliefs, totally opposite whatever beliefs as him. And he does it in such a graceful, open-minded way, because what good is it if you're just going to be mad at somebody who disagrees with you? Like, the important part is the conversation. So yeah, sorry about that rabbit trail.
It's good
No,
though.
no, absolutely, absolutely, and that is so true. I mean, that's, I'm one of those people that I've never like fought with people over something, because I'm like, it's not to the point of fighting over. We can all have our own opinions, and there's enough room for us to all have our own opinions and our own beliefs and everything. And it's just so cool to see people open-minded enough to be willing to accept it. Not saying you might agree with it, but accept the fact that there are other opinions outside of your own and take them into consideration. And I think it just broadens us as humans and makes us more compassionate and caring and loving. So
sure. And I've also always thought, if, like, you, for instance, are telling your opinion about something, you're telling that because you want the other person to possibly take that opinion on, or at least explore the possibility of it. How much is that other person going to accept it if you get mad at them and the conversation turns hostile? And so you're working against yourself if you're doing that in an argument, It's crazy.
absolutely. So this leads to a very simple question. Do you prefer boots or heels?
Boots. Ben, I'm just kidding. I prefer like Doc Martens, super comfortable, flat as can be boots. I just can't wear heels anymore.
And I'm assuming, Ben, that you prefer boots over heels.
For me, I would prefer boots over heels.
Yeah. A little uncomfortable too, huh? Yeah.
I've never worn them, so I don't know.
Oh. So who would play you, or who would you want to play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
It doesn't have to be someone that looks like you either. So
but maybe somebody that you feel like you connect with, that could connect with your character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know if I'm coming from the right angle, but I think he's passed now, or he is passed. But I would have wanted Philip Seymour Hoffman to play me in a movie. I've always loved. He was so good.
Yeah.
Wow, that is something that has never crossed my mind. I don't know. What do you think?
For you, who would play you? How about Jennifer Nettles? Because she acted in a few things. It was really good.
Yeah, actually,
and she's a singer and
and it's country. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's been on Broadway, so yeah, I think that'd be a great fit. Absolutely. Okay, I'll see if I can call her up and get that going tomorrow. So
okay.
Yours is a little more difficult. I'm not so sure how to bring a dead person back. I'm not so sure there. I'm not, that's a little out of my scope. So, but so this is a very difficult question since no one seems to know. Where's Waldo?
Where is Waldo?
Well, the last time I seen him, I think he was heading to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he was heading to Nashville.
Just going to check out the music scene there.
Yeah, he was. And he really thought that he would blend in more there and people wouldn't see him.
But they did?
No.
They didn't see him.
I heard.
Oh, you heard
Nobody knows.
Okay. That's the word on the street. He's going to Nashville.
Search at Nashville now for Waldo. That's it. I'm going to pop in one day and I'm just going to be like, you're going to have to help me find Waldo now. Oh, in your opinion, what's the best thing since sliced bread?
Best thing since sliced bread. Ooh.
anything made with Oreos, like, or were we talking about food?
You can.
Yeah, you don't anything. It can be anything. I'm in. You said Oreo, I'm in. It's kind of like saying
Anything.
chocolate, I'm in. So yeah.
Just it's like it's crazy. Like I like Oreos, but I never eat them just by themselves. But any kind of Oreo dessert, I'm all about it. I just had an Oreo pie yesterday from Therapy Pie. Sorry, Therapy in Manhattan,
Kansas.
and it was, oh my gosh, it was to pie for.
Wow.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
So good.
Wow, that's good.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh, please go.
Sorry, and stretchy pants. Okay, good. Sorry.
Let's see. It's a tough one. Best thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna go with tiny homes.
Oh.
I think that, I mean, I'm sure they've been around for a very long time, but you know, the resurgence of them, it's a very great idea, you know? And even like our tiny home in our van, you don't have to buy land, you can live in a small space, save money. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
Why did I go straight to Oreos?
Because
Yours is like
Oreos are good.
Yours is like so good, and I'm like, food.
That's good.
It's okay, Kathy. I'm right there with you. Food,
And
stretchy
marshmallow.
pants. Yeah, marshmallow.
Because
Toasted marshmallow.
I'm gonna need the stretchy pants after I eat all the Oreo and marshmallow.
We could take a marshmallow, put an Oreo in it, and then campfire. I'm thinking this is a new
Yes.
s'mores idea.
Oh,
We're gonna have to
that's a
try
good
that now.
idea.
It is a good idea.
We have to try that.
Good thought there.
Just
Yeah.
marshmallows. I'll let you know when I try it. I will
Okay.
message you and be like, hey, I'm trying it. Here we go. So when you're not on the road, or even sometimes when you are, would you rather cook or order in?
Me, I would rather order in every single meal.
Oh yeah. Well, if money weren't an object, I'd rather order in.
Yeah.
But considering money, most times I would probably cook. That's a bad answer.
He's a really good cook, though.
Yeah, see.
I love food from restaurants though. It's just too expensive, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just depends. Because I mean, when we're on the road on the motor with the motorhome, I absolutely love to grill. But then I'm like, oh well, okay, let's take out too. But it's like just the grill food and just it's just different. I
Yeah.
think.
It's good.
So what, in your opinion, is the worst pizza topping?
Anchovies.
Pineapple.
We didn't have to think about that, did we?
Nah, I won't eat a pizza with pineapple.
I was going to ask, that's been the big debate. There has been a harsh no way or a yes, like on that pineapple debate. And lately I've had some people that are like, yeah, it doesn't matter really. We'll eat pizza however we eat it, just as long as there's food, So, yeah.
Pizza has spanned such a wide variety lately. I mean, you can have anything on a pizza. You can have a pizza with just oil and salad on it, and it's still called a pizza. I don't know about that.
Oh, I think it just depends on your preference. That's all. Yeah.
Yep.
Just put it in dough and we're going to call it a pizza, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do you wish would magically clean itself? The house, the car.
Toilet. The toilet. I love to clean, but I don't like cleaning toilets. I do, but I wish it was like I could snap and it would be clean.
Yeah.
With the van.
Yeah.
Actually, the van.
The outside of the van takes us forever to clean. We pull into a manual car wash and that thing is tall. Like,
Mhm.
and I sometimes like climb on top of the van to clean the solar panels. It's a big deal cleaning that van. I wish it would just clean itself.
20 minutes later, $20 later,
Yeah.
she's clean.
I can relate. The RV is the same way. It's
Oh, that'd be
Tall
even
and
worse
yeah.
than RV. Wow.
yeah. We actually went to a truck wash once, the big trucks, and I'm like manual, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't care that the top didn't get washed. Everything else is washed.
Yeah.
Good enough. Done.
Nobody can see it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, yeah, you didn't wash it then. Whatever. Tell us something on your bucket list, or a few things on your bucket list.
I want to ride shotgun around a race car track with NASCAR, whatever. I don't want to drive it because it would wreck, but I want to sit in the front seat and let them take me around once. I don't know. I've always wanted to do that.
That'd be fun.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. My bucket list. Oh, okay. I would like to tour in Europe. Yeah, music tour in Europe.
Awesome. I think we can get both of those achieved in the next couple of years.
Right?
Absolutely.
Maybe.
I think so. I think that's very doable. I do. If you could be any person like Dolly Parton, or a position like the president or a CEO or doctor, who or what position would you want to be for the day and why?
The day.
Jeez.
One day.
One day to learn what it's like to be this person or this position and just
Okay.
absorb it.
I would want to be president of the United States for one day because I want to know the day-to-day of the president. I want to know, like, because we have all sorts of ideas of what we think it would be like, and the pressure or the lack of pressure we think they have, or the decisions that they make or that we think they don't make. I really want to know what's going on. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
I would like to do that too.
You can't have my answer.
Well,
You have to have
because,
another one.
but it's not because of yours. It's because I want to know what's in the rooms that we can't look at on the tour. I want to know I want to go in all the rooms, and I want to go underneath at the tunnel, underneath the ground that only the presidents get to do.
How about the maintenance guy?
Yeah, secret passageways. That sounds cool.
Yes. And then, no, not the maintenance guy. And then while I'm there in office for one day, I'm going to put my face on one of the dollar bills. And then the next day they're going to be like, where did this happen? How is her face on it? What happened, man? What happened? But no, I want to know about those tunnels.
That'd be cool.
And on the jet, what's his plane called?
Air Force One.
Yeah, I want to ride that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm telling you. Count me in. So if you get to do that, just make sure you invite me.
I'll fly over and get you.
Okay. Well, do you have any words of wisdom you live by? If so, what are they?
It's wisdom. I have a thing that sometimes I do. This is not for anyone else but me, but I try to
Now it's for everybody.
Well,
You're sharing it with the world.
just being honest. Ask for forgiveness, not for permission. That's terrible. For example, we are in a hotel right now that we're not staying in. And I did ask if we could use the internet. She said yes. But I came and I found a conference room and I just sat us up in here. So
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And so if they come in the middle of this interview, I'll ask for forgiveness.
Perfect. And if the
That's
cops bust in,
terrible.
I'll just apologize and say, look, we were just trying to do a nice little interview. And
That's terrible
Trying to help
advice.
y'all
though.
out.
So that's just one of the things I like to think of.
That's good.
no, that
That's
is
good.
great though, because sometimes
maybe
it's
not.
better to do it and ask for the forgiveness after. Mhm.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay, my piece of advice is you can't control what other people do.
Mm.
Mm.
it's the most freeing piece of advice you can give. Because when you come to terms with the idea that I can have my own opinions, but there's no way that I can make somebody else think a certain way or do a certain thing, then the pressure's off you. All you can do is maybe tell them your opinion, maybe do a little persuasion, and then the pressure's off, Can't control them.
Absolutely. So tell me, what else is going on for the rest of 2022? We have some tour dates coming up. Obviously, the album release on August 26th.
Yeah, we're super busy. We're already booking into mid next year. And we're on the road a lot. So we're on the road right now for 2 months. And then we'll be home for maybe a couple weeks and then we head back out. So we're just touring a lot and super excited about this album coming out. And we're also getting vinyl printed. So we're going to actually have a true vinyl record and they're going to be gold, as they should. But yeah, we're really just staying busy, burning up the roads, getting our music out there and touring, and going to be writing more music and focusing on the next record, which is crazy because when do we have time?
Yeah. So we'll be up the East Coast at the end of 2022. That's where we're touring, is up the East Coast. We haven't been there in a couple years.
Yeah.
So East Coast, and then up through Michigan, Chicago, and back to Iowa for Thanksgiving, where my family lives. Yeah, that's what's going on the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. Absolutely. So if y'all need to, make sure you go check out the website link, which will be in the description. So you can go follow the tour, go check them out live, because you will not be disappointed by their awesome humor as well. So it has been a pleasure having you on today, and you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It is my pleasure again. And thank you all for joining us for another episode. Like I said, make sure you go check out all the links in the description. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.